know this is a live of the day. This is the weekend. And I just want us to say hi and to just mentor the teens and to talk about the teens in general. As a psychologist, as a teens life coach and educationist, I think we can assist each other, and especially when we talk about the school going children and how we can maintain them in school, how we can ensure that they don't do those major and minor offenses that will not keep them in school. How can we maintain them in school, being day scholars or being boarders across the board? These are the offenses that will keep our children out of school, and especially the teens, the high school and primary school kids. Join as I wait. Anna Francis is my name. Please ensure to subscribe as we talk about this and as we mentor each other. I normally say in this channel that iron sharpens iron, and let's sharpen each other and ensure that our teens are in school throughout. Where are you? Waiting for you to join. Yeah, I'm waiting for you guys to join as I talk about how we can ensure that we maintain our children in school, and especially the school going children, the high school students, and the senior schools in primary. These are some of the offenses that our children will be kept out of school, and you will find them at home once in a while as they are expelled for 2 weeks or a week, as you're sent to tell them to go and see a psychologist or a counselor. And as you know, most schools have rules and regulations, the policies and the systems of the school that are supposed to be followed. And so you will find that most school going children are not going to follow those rules, and these are some of the offenses that will make them to be expelled and to stay out of school, and you find them most of the time at school, the senior classes in primary and the high school from 1 to form 4 for those who are doing our system. And you are outside our system, which is Kenya in Africa, you will find out that you also have your systems of the school and the policies and the rules or regulations of the school, and most of these students are not going to follow. So what are these offenses that will keep our children out of school? Some of them is fighting. You find that teenagers love fighting very much. Where are they supposed to take that energy? Drop a comment and tell me why you think teenagers fight a lot. Trying to find identity, and in the course of trying to find identity, they want to prove that they are strong, they want to prove that they are better than the others, and through those arguments and conflicts, then we have fight erupting. Okay, so you find that there's also bullying. You find that these boys and girls want to bully the younger ones, just trying to prove to them that we are older than you. Yeah, and you should respect us. So there is demand for that respect from the younger ones through bullying. So bullying and fighting will find that our students and our children are sent home just because they are not doing the right thing. What are the other offenses? Some of the other offenses, and especially the major ones, is the pressure, peer pressure, and the peer pressure that leads to some students or some boys and girls in their teens, in the adolescent stage, abusing drugs and taking drugs. That is an offense. Abusing drugs in school and even outside the school, you will find that these students will be expelled out of school. And looking for the right. Oh yeah. How is that? So I am a mentor, I am a psychologist, I am an educationist, and 90% of my day I live in the world of the teens, I live in the world of adolescents, and so I have interacted with them in all the ways, and so I know what affects them. I know through experience, through reading aloud, and even through the training that I have been done, I can know and I can interact with them and tell what is really disturbing them. So I'm a mentor. Do you have a group of adolescents and a group of teens that you'd want somebody to mentor them, to move this journey with, and to talk to them and ensure that they fit in the society, they fit in the system of the school? Drop a comment and let me know. Write to me an email. My email address is in the description button. And I am ready to mentor these boys and girls and to ensure that they fit in the society and they are maintained in school and they are learning like normal children. Now, in psychology, these offenses are what we call defiant disorder or conduct disorder, that are disorders that are found across the board in all the schools in the world. And because adolescent stage is a very sensitive stage, and as these boys and girls grow, they need a lot of guidance, they need a lot of coaching, they need a lot of counseling, they need to be told on how they are going to behave and how they are going to make proper decisions, and they are supposed to be given proper coping skills to cope with the difficulties in their stage in life, in this stage which is a very very sensitive stage. So bullying, fighting, taking drugs, and even just the minor offenses of not following the school rules. A good example is they're supposed to be in school, the bell rings, they're still outside. That is an offense because the school rules and the system say they're supposed to be learning, but your son, your daughter, is outside and has run away from class. That is an offense. So some of these things we're supposed to talk to them out of it so that we can maintain them in school. Some of the other rules is stealing. Have you found out whether your child steals? Now, the worst part is that most of the parents do not know their children. And so sometimes children can be caught stealing, and you hear the parents saying, my son, my daughter cannot steal. And so we find out that most parents do not know their children, and that is why they are fighting and saying, oh, you are against my child, oh, you are putting this on my child, oh, my child cannot do this. It is important us as parents to learn the behavior of our children and to know when they are out of it. And this way, teachers can really help, the schools can really help. So once again, I'm asking, do you have a group of teens that you'd want someone to mentor them? Someone to talk to them, someone just to listen to them because they need a lot of listening. And so stealing is another offense that will make your child to be sent out of the school, your child to be out of school. So it is a behavior that we can talk to our children out of. And so when our child or our children are, as parents, are caught with these offenses, parents, please don't speak for them. Let's try to guide these children by telling them it is wrong to steal, by telling them it is wrong to take someone's property without their permission. So stealing is another offense that will make our children to be out of school. Another offense that our children, that will keep teens out of school are things like being rude to their elders and especially teachers. You find that there are some children or some teens who have not learned the communication skill, and so they are rude, they are abusive, they are harsh. They are harsh to their elders and especially teachers. They are harsh to the other students. They are rude to the other students, and they use abusive language in schools and outside school. That is another offense that can keep our children out of school. And so they need a lot of mentorship, they need a lot of advice, they need a lot of talking to be done to them, and they need a lot of listening so that we can dig the history as to why our children, listen to them and let's know why they are behaving the way they are behaving. Because remember, this is the stage where these boys and girls are neither adults, neither are they children. And so as they continue growing up, as the body changes continue, And as they try to identify who they are, conflicts arise, and that is why you find them doing all these offenses. And so they need a lot of direction, they need a lot of guidance. They are tender plants that require a lot of gardening. And they also look at whether they have support system. So if they find that they do not have support system in the schools where they're schooling, in their families, so they will seek for support from their peers. And this is where you find them doing the drugs. This is where you find them joining a clique that fights in school just to identify themselves with a certain group that they think is supporting them, where they feel that they fit, where they feel that they're accepted. And as they do all those offenses, find out what gap in their life are they trying to fill. Because if you find a child fighting, there's a vacuum in their life, and so they feel it through fighting. If you find them doing drugs, there is a vacuum that they're trying to fill. And so when we mentor these boys and girls, we dig out the history on where this gap is coming in, this vacuum is coming in. Thank you for joining. And find out where they're taking the drugs. Find out where they're fighting in school. Find out where they are very abusive and why they are harsh in their speaking, and where they are coming out about this vulgar language that our teens are using. There is a gap that they are trying to fill. There's a vacuum that they are trying to fill. And so as mentors, as psychologists, and as counselors, and as educationists, we dig out the history to know what is happening to these boys and girls and why they have these petty offenses that much. There must be a gap that they are trying to fill. What do you think? And so you find out that most parents do not know their kids. Most parents do not know their young ones. Why? These parents are very busy, of course, seeking or searching for a means of maintaining sustaining these boys and girls, keeping them in school, ensuring that they have met their needs. And so in the course of keeping them in schools, you find out that they are so busy and they do not understand their kids. So these boys and girls in their teenage, these adolescents require a lot of presence, parents who are present, parents who are available for them. And so when they have any question, parents are there to answer. If the parents are not there to answer the questions that these boys and girls have, you will find out that they will ask those questions from the peers. The peers will misread them. The peer pressure is a lot. So how can we maintain our children, our teens in school? Drop a comment and let me know how we can maintain them in school and how we can avoid these defiant disorders and teens, our boys and girls. We need to maintain them. We need to keep them in school. We need them to fit in the society as they grow. What do you think? How do you have a teen near you? Do you have a young one near you? How can we guide them? How can we put them on the right foot and ensure that they fit in the society? They are able to deal with friends. They are able to start relationships and healthy relationships. Keep it, And so when they are able to trust the right people, they will be directed to the right direction. And that is what we deal with on a daily basis. It is a very difficult stage. It is a stage that requires, like I've said, and I'll repeat it again, a lot of the presence of the support system. They require a lot of guidance. They need to trust. They need to know that I can listen to you. You can listen to me. I have a shoulder that when I am in difficulties, I can ask the questions and you answer the questions. Very important talk. Thank you, Lynette Achieng. Thank you so much. Please make sure that you share this video because I deal with these teens and parents are crying on a daily basis. And that is why I have decided to bring this talk. I deal with them 90% to Lynette, 90% of my day. And I am in the discipline committee as a mentor, and I have seen parents crying, shedding tears, because they cannot understand why their children are behaving the way they are behaving. So it is very important as a parent to be near your child. It is very important as a parent to understand your child. It is very important to understand these petty offenses, these defiant disorders that adolescents just don't want to listen to the rules, to follow the rules and regulations back home and in school. And schools have to work with systems, schools have to have rules and regulations as well as homes. They know they are not supposed to be watching cartoon and TVs at 11 p.m., at 1 a.m. at home. In school, they know at this and this time I am supposed to be in class. They are not in class. I'm not supposed to fight. They fight. I'm not supposed to steal. They know it is wrong back home, and even in school, it is a rule, but they go on and fight. So those are some of the offenses that we need to speak out, to speak our children out of them. They are growing, and so they'll have to fight. They are growing that they have, and they have to disobey anyway. And this is what I am talking about. They need a lot of guidance. If they fight, we need to sit them down and tell them it is wrong to fight. And find out why they are fighting. Because if you tell them it is wrong to fight, they know it is wrong already. But why are they fighting? That is what I mean. They know it is wrong to take drugs, but they are lured into it. They are forced into it by their peers. The question is, why do they have to fit in this clique of theirs that is doing drugs? Why are they looking for acceptance from their own group? What is that vacuum that they are feeling? And that is where I am coming from, Lynette. It is hard. These boys and girls are growing through stuff. And that is why they will do those offenses on and off. And so they need a lot of guidance. And again, I ask, please share this video if you come across this video. If you have a group of teens that you need to be mentored, you have a group of teens, even if it's in an estate setup or a school setup, just let me know. I can volunteer to talk to them, because I have sacrificed just to help this next generation and to ensure that they fit in the society. Parents are suffering, and especially the high school going children and the senior primary school children, class 7 and class 8, they're crying. And so the expelling that is done in school, the suspension that is done in school, especially in high school, you'll find out that if these children are found with these offenses, they'll be sent home for 2 weeks. And that becomes so hard for the mother. That becomes so hard for the father. The parents find it so hard to deal with it. And so just before it gets there, let's try to find out what our children are going through. Let's send them to the mentors. Let's send them to the counselors. And of course, counselors that you can trust and mentors that you can trust. Remember, there are things which are happening, and you don't want our teenagers to be taught, to be radicalized. Yeah, this is a topic I want to keep on talking about. And if you have a group of teens that you need to be mentored, I go around schools talking to them. I hold forums. If you have one that you want me to talk to, I will just talk to them about this. The beauty part of it is that once you dig out why they are behaving the way they are behaving, then you can be able to assist and fill the gap. What is there is, it is happening to everyone. It is happening across the schools in Kenya, across the schools in the world. And so once we get it, we can eradicate it just by guiding these boys and girls. And that's it. And that is what I have decided to do. Just to life coach them and tell them life is like this. In one way or another, you'll find difficulties. How are you going to run away from those difficulties? Is it through taking drugs? Is it through fighting others? Is it through stealing? Is it through abusing others? How do you cope? We need to give them coping skills, because difficulties will come in their lives. And remember, their mental capability has not grown or developed very well, and so they need a lot of guidance so that they can do decision correctly. They can make the correct and the right decisions. So my name is Anna Francis. Lynette, thank you so much for your message. It is an important talk, and I will keep on talking about it. And let's mentor these boys and girls, and let's make sure that we have a future second generation that fits in the society and that can cope, can have coping skills when in stressful situations and hard situations. Subscribe and make sure that you share this. My name is Anna Francis. God bless and bye.